Good evening, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Okay, just a minute. Just getting comfortable here. Yeah, I want to try a new sound system I've got. That's why I'm here a few minutes early. And people can tell me if the sound sounds any better. Now, can you hear any louder when I put this in front of me? One of these big is it working at all? People, do you notice any difference in the sound or not? Hello? I don't know if there is any difference in the sound. Is it okay or is it louder than normal? That's good, is it? Okay, great. All right. Hooray. I finally got there. All right, good. Now, hello Andy. Everyone's here. So nice. Oops. Oh, my things are falling off the wall because it's been quite warm here. Okay. Probably put it closer. Louder. Okay. Oops. That's better, is it? Good. Okay. All right. Not sure why it suddenly got lighter, but it did. Okay. All right. Yeah, I have to be really close to it, I think, for it to work. Okay. All right. Now, and welcome everyone. It's just a minute to 9 o'clock, so we'll wait till 9 o'clock exactly. And I'll have a look in my crystal ball to see what I can see. Good. Thank you, everyone. It was quite tricky to organise on my iPad, but I did it finally with the sound. So this will be good. Okay. It's 9 o'clock, so I'll start. So this has been another interesting time in our lives. Near to the microphone, someone said, speak clear and slow for clarity. That's probably true. Yes. Okay. So now, what do I want to say? Welcome. And as I said, it's been an interesting time for me personally. I've had a lot of things happen, but I am at least teaching again. I've taught 2 7-day courses, and I'm also taught a 4-day course, and what else? 2 days, I think. Yeah, so many courses. No, that's right, 2 7 days and 2 days put together, 4 days. And then starting Saturday, I'm teaching for 9 days straight. So yeah, it's a busy time for me, but it's good. And in October, I'll be available for some private consults at last. And yeah, so that's my life. It's difficult not knowing if some of my students from well, Victoria's looking a bit dicey, or Western Australia, if they're coming or not. So I think we're all in the same situation of, can we do this? Can we not do this, that? But not to worry. We all get there in the end. We all get there in the end. Well, we will, regardless of whether we like it or not. And for those who you on, I'm sorry to hear that, Andy. Yeah, that's a big thing for you. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to bring on Sept. For those who are on Instagram, you would have seen her, and I wrote a little bit about her. So she's not, a goddess you hear about like Anubis and Osiris and all those gods and goddesses, but she's a very powerful goddess. She's a scorpion goddess. So I'm working with her tonight, and I've had some amazing experiences with Sept. So she wasn't in my first card set, but I connected with her a little bit later, and there's always so many more gods and goddesses, and they take their time to appear just at the right time. And so anyway, she just appeared at the right time, and she told me lots of things about herself, and being the scorpion goddess, so she was the one who protected Isis, or Set, when she was travelling looking for a husband who'd been killed, Osiris. And if anyone did any harm to her or her son Horus, then the scorpion, there were 7 scorpions who were around all the time, but they wouldn't be treated nicely, they would not have a good experience. So it was always wise not to be naughty and mean to Set. Or, yeah, it's just the way it is. So the other thing was that once when Horus, her son Horus, was bitten by a scorpion, he was very ill and likely to die. That's what scorpions do. They're not very easy. And then when he was about to die, the scorpion goddesses came and helped him. Tahuti stopped time, and he can do that being a Time Lord. He stopped time. The scorpion goddesses and Sept took the bite away, and that was it. And he recovered and lived on and fought Set, who's seen as a demon or a devil. And Cheryl, yes, they're beautiful, aren't they? And so he fought Set for 80 years, and then obviously became Pharaoh of Egypt. And all the pharaohs were Horus after that. So, but in starting to work with Set more and Sept, and this is why you have to have a very close connection to work with the deities. I didn't quite work this all out just at first when I started working with the different gods and goddesses. So once you have a very close connection with a god or goddess, they'll come the moment you call them, and they're ready to do their thing and help you and protect you and do healing. So what Sept does, if anyone's bitten, say a white-tailed spider, which is very scary because it can eat all your innards and cause all sorts of terrible things, she comes. And, a lady came to me once, and she was in a lot of pain, and she'd been bitten a couple of days ago by a white-tailed spider, and she'd tried all, the aromatherapy, essential oils and everything, and it was still very painful. And Sept came and just went deep and bit her, not touching her, but you could feel the little bite. And then that's it, the pain went, and it just disappeared, which is very lucky. So that's okay. And since then I've discovered, all spider bites, all insect bites, she will take away the pain and it will heal very quickly. And also with dentifriga, because that's a bite, a mosquito bite, she'll take away the pain and make sure the person recovers easily. And then when I was chatting to her the other day, she said that she could also take away viruses. So I said, whoa, good, you can come and do some work for us. And so that's why she's here today. Okay, and I'll just put her over here. You can't see her, but she's very close. So, and it was interesting, there's a story out today in the news that the coronavirus, as I said earlier in the year, and through Nostradamus it's a war, and comes from China, and it was created, and there's more of that in the news now, and I do believe that is correct. I know everyone's got their own theories, but that's always been my theory. And anyway, So to me, when I look at a place that's got a lot of coronavirus there, I see things in the air. It's not, that's why they have such trouble controlling it, you see, because it's in the air, it's above us, and all the masks and all the things, hand washing isn't going to do much good. It's like your energy field. They catch onto your energy field, on the outer levels of your energy field, your aura. And of course, normal doctors don't work with that, so that's where they're a bit confused. How you wash your hands and you still get infected. But that's the problem. So, and especially as they're above. And they're drawn to people who are very stressed and angry and depressed. I think a lot of us are stressed and angry and depressed at the moment, especially people in Australia, in Victoria. But it's not a good idea because it's, I don't know how it's programmed, it comes to you more and causes more problems. So we're going to call on also the more healing goddesses like Sept and Sept. She's a very good goddess. She's a spiritual healer, removes all dark energies. Yeah. And there's Sept, and this one's a genuine one from Egypt. They're not so easy to find really nice statues of Sept in Egypt. And behind me I have Sarasvati, and I also have Ganesha to remove obstacles. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to do a world clearing and requesting for miracles. And then we're going to do a healing for yourself. And as I said, I wrote in, please be careful with this because I'm a good hypnotherapist, and it's just the way it works that people often go into a beautiful, they say it's asleep. They're not really asleep. They feel they've been asleep. It's a trance, a beautiful trance state. And that trance state is so that in deep hypnosis you heal quicker and the deities can do their work. That's why hypnosis and healing go together so well. So, so just please be sitting somewhere comfortable and not driving a car or doing something important. You have to be sitting comfortably or lying on your bed with cushions behind you, things like that. That's ideal. Okay? Good. Now, does anyone won't let you on? I don't have the app. You don't need any. There's someone saying, won't let me on, I don't need an app. You don't need an app to join this. You just have to be on Facebook, Deanne, and then come on to my main Facebook page and click it. That's it. You don't have to have any app. You just have to be on Facebook. Okay? That's it with technology. It's very confusing. Well, for people like me, I was wandering around Officeworks today trying to buy more cartridges for my printer. I got a better quality printer, but because I've broken 2 printers recently, and it's very hard to buy printers these days, and especially good quality printers. And then when you've got one, you go to look and they've sold all the cartridges. So it's like everything's been difficult lately. Everything's difficult. And so it's all getting too much, really, especially when you've got 1 million notes to print for courses. So we really need this miracle healing. I guess everyone else has got their own stories and probably a lot more dramatic than mine. And even though I do feel quite sad and hard done by at times, I always look around and realise I should really be very grateful because I do have a lot of very good things happening all my life, and especially the last few years. And when you work closely with the deities, and I work with the Hindu deities, and I am Hindu, I work with the Hindu deities and the Egyptian deities, and they love to work together because some people do question this, but I find they love to work together. And so my belief is the Egyptian deities moved over to what's now ancient Egypt, and there are remnants of Isis temples in Egypt. and you'll see a lot of similarities between the Hindu temples and the Egyptian temples, the ancient Egyptian ones, and the gods and goddesses. So they're all here working together, and they love to do that. It's not like on earth where everyone argues they're better than the other one. Yeah. And of course, angels. I used to work with angels, and especially Archangel Hamiet and Michael, but I don't know, the deities have all got a way of being so strong and powerful, and they sort of, everyone wants your attention. But I do find, and having them all makes it very wonderful in life. So yeah, it's good to have them. And they will come to anyone. You know, obviously if you do my courses, you'll have extra bonus of them, but you can just connect with them yourself, naturally. But you do have to keep up the work with them, and it's not just a once a thing. It's not like learning Reiki. You always have Reiki energy. When you learn or Sept temple, you need to work with the gods and goddesses, or Sarasvati temple. You have to keep healing with the gods and goddesses and doing their work. And then their reward is always to help you and to help your clients. Yeah. And they won't help you if you're, you know, a bit mean to people. Well, they'll help you, but not as much. Okay. And it just depends which god and goddess it is. Now, we're going to ask Hamiet and do a meditation to give our problems over to Hamiet. And those who've done Angel Miracles courses, that's the thing I always do. Then do some karmic release for the world and clearing of energies above us and clearing of the atmosphere. And then after that, we'll have a short break and then we'll come back and we'll do healing for yourself, because everyone needs healing at this time. And okay, so just breathing and relaxing. Breathing and relaxing. And with every breath you take, you start to feel more and more relaxed. Deeper and deeper and more deeply relaxed. Deeper and deeper and more deeply relaxed. Good. Now look up at my hand, right up there at my hand. And then watch my hand going down. And as it goes down, your eyelids are so heavy, close your eyelids. Can't keep them open, it's too much work. And you close your eyes. And already you're going into a beautiful, deep, healing trance. The deeper you go, the better it is for healing yourself and for others. And one more time, look up the hand and then see it going down. Good. Your eyelids so heavy. You just want to keep your eyes closed. Good. And around you now, sense many healing angels gathering. Archangel Michael and also, of course, Amid, Gabrielle, and all the goddesses, or Sept, Goddess Mat, the goddess of truth and justice, and so I got distracted by the things there. So watching all the gods and goddesses, so many Egyptian goddesses and Hindu deities. And we thank them all for their presence. And you sense them. Now Amun-Ra is the Egyptian god who's a little bit like Hamid, Angel of Miracles. So I'd like you to see this amazing, very handsome looking Amun-Ra, God, in front of you. And also Hamid in front of you. And on either side, you see Sept, and then you're seeing Ganesha is there. He's very good at clearing obstacles in your life. And as I said, we're all having a lot of obstacles in our lives. And everyone's having obstacles in the world. And we're calling on Sarasvati, Lakshmi. Good. And they're all here. And just see yourself in your chair or wherever you are. And then, as you're there, in your mind, look up and think that you can see the sky above you and the stars. And in your mind, you can see the stars. And that's the goddess Nuit, the goddess Nuit. And you're aware that goddess Nuit is way, way above you. And you just keep going to a deeper and deeper state of calmness and peace. And you connect up with your Sahu. That's the ancient Egyptian part of your soul that is very wise. So you connect up with the Sahu, which is above your head. And your Sahu, which is above your head, seems to merge into your head and down through your throat and into your heart. As it comes into your heart, you have access to all the wisdom, all your wisdom. All the wisdom is not in your head, it's in your heart. And this is very important to remember, it's in your heart. Good. Now, just think of the words peace and calm, peace and calm, peace and calm. And you'll find whenever I do this during this meditation, or whenever you do it later, whenever you think of the Sahu, some people would call it the superconscious mind, I think, and you merge with your superconscious mind, you think peace and calm, you'll immediately feel that peace and calm and feel yourself surrounded by so many angels, so many gods and goddesses, and they're protecting you. Good. Then you see Hamid again, and you see Amun-Ra, and they're saying, well, let's hear all your problems about the earth, and we'll work out what we can do. Okay, so they're there, they have a big ball of light with them. And you look at it, and it's like they've got the globe, the world, in their hands, one's either side. And as they look down at the world, I'm telling them there's so much terrible energy everywhere, and it's certainly concentrated in certain areas more than others. So everyone just think of the area where they actually live and imagine looking up, if you could, and what you see. It's sort of like heavy grey clouds in some areas, much clearer in others, like Adelaide's pretty good, but it's much heavier in other places, and it's dark, a little sort of yellowy grey strands of energy. And so now we're going to bring in Sept to do clearing, but not just around, but above. And also, who else is going to be doing it is Lord Ganesha. He clears a lot of obstacles. And Goddess Nuit, and the Goddess Sekhmet. And it's like you sense so many beings coming in, and they don't fight on a personal level. It's just they come in with waves of energy and beams of energy and beams and beams and beams of energy and bright white light. And right above us, you're aware of Ptah, the creator God of the universe. He's a very powerful God. He created the whole universe, so he has to be powerful. And he is. I'm going to ask him for some words of wisdom on what's happening. Dear ones, dear beings of light, all those who are listening are beings of light. No, you have allowed this, you see, because your atmosphere has become damaged. As you know, you fly all the time, many places, you don't look after your world. And so you're an easy target for this situation. But then you look at Black Plague 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. Already there was many dark things happening on this earth. And unfortunately, that is the way the world was created, you see. And you've come here as a learning lesson for your soul, not just to have an easy time. You've volunteered, all of you, to come here and have this experience. And I think we're better off now than we were during that time of the Black Plague. So, that's what he's telling me and pointing out to me. But he says he agrees it's enough lesson. It's enough lessons. Can we ask you, Ptah, has the world learned enough now, please? And he'll give his verdict. And he says, almost. He says, 2 months' time and you'll all be fine. And we said, thank you. And how do you mean fine, please? He said, trust me, it will be fine. It will be fine. There have been prophecies, as you all know, the coronavirus will just disappear. And a lot of it will start to happen very soon. And we are the creator God of the universe. We do not want your world all infected with viruses and radioactivity and all these things. We just do not want that because it affects all the other universes and worlds. So, you know, if you don't clear all this stuff, there'll be a total disaster. So, we want to create a planet of light. We want to create a planet of light. And we are doing that now. We are creating a planet of light. And just, we'd like everyone now just to keep visualizing streams and beams of light and work with your angels, the gods and goddesses that you work with, that you're more connected with, and see them above your city, above your state, if you're in South Australia, if you're in Australia or wherever you are, and are sending beams of amazing light, laser beams of light. Let's just zoom, take away all the darkness, and they take away all the viruses. The viruses have an energy and they have a consciousness, a lower level consciousness, but they do have a consciousness, so I'll talk to them. Dear coronavirus, COVID-19, you have done enough. We thank you for what you have done and what you have been programmed for. And we thank you for this lesson. And we would ask you now to please leave. If you do not leave, it will get more difficult for you. There is nothing more to do here. There is another location that has been created for you, so far away. And you are going to go there now. You're going to go there. And the Lord Ganesha, the God Ganesha, Selket, and Tehuti and Sekhmet are going to take you. And it's like you see some huge clearing happening all over your country, all over your city, everywhere. And somehow everything feels lighter around you. And you sense, if you were looking upwards, the sky is clearer. And of course, Nuit is doing her part. And they are gathering all the little viruses and the grey, dark energies. And they are deprogramming it. And this is what Selkat's going to do. And she can do this all at once. So I'll be silent while she does her work. Good. 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 Almost gone. And there's a great sort of suction, clearing everything, the whole world. And it's just dissolved, But the viruses are taken to another location. A lot of energy just dissolved, and the viruses are taken to another location, another planet, where they'll be deprogrammed or something. I'm not quite sure what will happen. But they always treat anything with respect and care, the higher beings, anything that has a consciousness and awareness. Good. So, now, we'll see what else needs to be done. We're going to do some karmic release for the world and all people of the world. Now, we've all lived on this planet before. Well, I think most people have. And we're going to ask for a clearing for ourselves and our children. Any crystal spells, chants, negative energies, thoughts and beliefs placed upon us, our family, our loved ones, in past lives that are affecting us now be released immediately, please. With Sept, Mart and Tahuti. And any crystal spells, chants, negative energies, thoughts and beliefs placed upon, that we have placed on others, all harm we have done in past lives be released immediately, please. Good. And then what we have done in this lifetime and what has affected us in this lifetime. Dear ones, you have all been programmed to hold so much fear within your mind, your heart, your body. If it's not fear of the coronavirus, it's fear of being affected financially, your loved ones being affected. So we've all had this constant fear and put upon us, and it's become part of our life. So asking all karma associated with that, this is now released, please. With all Sept, Mart, Tahuti, and anything we've done to harm others. And we often do things to harm others without realising it. In this life, be released immediately, please, with all Sept, Mart, Tahuti. Good. So we have no further need of this. We do no longer need this fear within our mind, but it is deep within your minds. We will work with it later. And now, the angels are coming, and they're sending, there's so many angels, and they're all singing. The angels love to sing. And they're singing beautiful, exciting things, music, not hymns. They're just sort of chanting, and the deities are joining in. are sending beams of light to the earth, beams of energy and sound, very high vibrational sound. It's silent sound. And just clearing the atmosphere in ways that's hard to imagine. Well, it is to us, but they know what they're doing. And Hamia is saying, you forgot to call upon me. You forgot to call on me a lot of times, but I'm here now. And now you can see the ball of light that Hamid and Aman Ra have is looking crystal clear. Now this ball of light represents our world. And you see it clear, sparkling, and lots of beautiful pink and gold energy fill the whole world and radiate out around the world. This is the loving energy, the kind energy of the angels. And you're going to find over the coming days, weeks and months, people start to be much kinder to each other and more feeling positive about life. And it will really, you're going to find there's such a change, a shift. And there will also be some beautiful miracles happening in the world. Some will be reported, many won't, but lots of beautiful miracles are going to happen in the world because we have requested it and the time is right. So it will be. Good. Now, as we're looking at that ball of light, it's the future. And so we're bringing that ball of light, so that we're looking at a ball of light, we have to bring it down in our minds to come around into the earth, planet Earth and around. And we're bringing that new earth into the earth. So then you sense this beautiful energy is fully installed on earth. And it's a beautiful energy of white and gold and pink, loving energy. And you see, when you're in a loving state of mind and being, you're free to live the life you want to live and need to live. And we're asking it for all persons on this earth. And we express to all persons on this earth love and forgiveness, because we've all come here to learn a great lesson. And you're aware of so much joy starting to return to the earth, and so much fear leaving the earth. And over the next 2 months, this will happen more and more. At first, you see change can stir things up, so you may wonder what we have done. But then it will settle much more quickly than you thought, much more quickly than you thought. Many miracles are going to happen. And you see Hamia there, Aman Ra there, Lord Ganesha there, Saraswati, Soket, Oset, Sekhmet. Many other beings, the Syrian beings, they were doing a lot of work now with white light. And the Arcturian beings. The Arcturian beings come down and they're very good with this. They come down, they're putting bright white light around a lot of people, and they're doing what's called the Arcturian download of white light. And soon they'll give it to you too. Good. Good. And so you're aware also of Pleiadian energy. It's a beautiful planet with beautiful blue energy. So all the planets that are high vibrational, and a lot of us are star beings. We've come to from those planets. Many people who are connected with me are connected with Sirius. Some are connected with Pleiades. Some more with Arcturian. And as they all beam their energies to Earth, they're preparing the Earth for a great change. And eventually the world will become a true planet of light. It will become a true planet of light. It's just not the right time yet. Now we have cleared much around the Earth. Now it is time for your healing, dear ones. Because we all need healing. So just letting everything go, your concerns, you can see Hami are there, you can see Amanra again. And indeed, Lord Yama is there in the background. And they're all agreeing you deserve a miracle. For you are trying to save the world in a way that is loving and conscious and aware. And not just for yourself, for the people. So now they're going to heal you. So again, there's a big ball of light in front of you, held by Aman-Ra and held by Hamied. And as they hold this ball of light, release to them all your fears, concerns that have been worrying you the last 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Especially anything in regard to coronavirus, COVID-19, anything in regard to being ill, being financially challenged, losing work or your job, all the fears for your family, your friends, your loved ones, your pets. Whatever the fear is. Whatever your problems are. We're asking for a miracle. It's a time of miracle healing for yourself. Many people have miracle healings when they're listening to these meditations. It's not me, sadly. It's all the beings who love to come and do it. But it doesn't matter who does it. They do the healing. And we're also calling in the spirit doctors to help as well today. We thank them. Now, you've handed over your cares and concerns. We're just going to do a little bit more karmic release for everybody. Because the other one was more for the world. We're asking for a karmic release for clearing karma, any karma that would stop you being able to live a life, living your purpose in a joyful way. Any karma that would stop you living your purpose, your soul purpose, in a loving and positive way, we ask to be cleared immediately, please. With Oset Mat Teudi. Good. And that is granted, I am told. That is granted. But some of you still doubt. And that is natural. And many have been programmed these last 6, 7 months to have continuous fear. And so we're going to do some deprogramming. So you've got to remember now, from this day forward, you're free, you are joyful. You create your own reality. There was no need for fear about any disease, about lack of finance. Just go back to the way you were about a year ago, before all the drama started in Australia. It was a much easier time then. And you didn't have all those fears then. But some of you have had childhood fears. So we're asking for a release, and our own soul is going to do this, and our sahu. And our own soul, our arc, is coming to be with us now, is merging into us. From the crown, into your head, into your throat, into your arms, and your chart, your heart, and all your body. And your own soul, the highest part of your soul, is healing the body. And the Sahu is clearing anything physically. And all the beings of light are doing the healing, especially Aman-Ra, or Sept, and Sept. And Sept will do her healing work individually in case there's any viruses around you waiting. She just takes them all away. Good. And you're going to find, from this day forward, you feel light and confident. You feel very light and feel very confident. To keep the peace, you keep the peace. There's no need to become violent or greatly demonstrate that will cause you physical harm or emotional harm. You just need to keep the peace. Just keep the peace. Go your own way in life. Keep the peace and rules, regulations, wherever they are affecting you. But in your heart, you know they're not really necessary, all these masks and this and that. You know in your heart, you know you don't need them. In your mind, you don't need them. You know, there's no worries. But you follow through just to keep everyone happy. And your own little mind, your unconscious mind, is telling you this is a good thing, so just follow that. But you know, with the Sahu and the higher part of your mind and your higher self and your conscious mind knows it's not necessary, all these things. Everything's dissolved around you. And any physical illness, any depression, sadness is now being dissolved by Hamid and Sept. And they'll do their work for a few minutes now. And here is Osiris and Anubis, the Egyptian gods and goddesses. And they're putting these white streams of light all around you. And they're healing you. They're healing you. And they're bringing fragments of your soul back to you. More energy that has been lost, especially the last year or so. Returning all your soul energy to you. And reprogramming your mind. So you remember, life is joyful, Life is fun. You do lots of beautiful things in your life. You can trust people. Life is good. You have this infinite wisdom. You have this infinite wisdom. You know what to do, what's the best thing to do in situations for your own self and for others. And it's just the angels and beings of light helping you. So remember, they say, to work with your intuition, becoming days, weeks and months. So if you feel you should do this, you should do that, stop and think, is this really a sign from above? And if it feels joyful and something you really need to take note of, just take note of that. And you'll know that you're being cared for, you're being loved. And sense huge pools of light around you. Huge pools everywhere. Orbs, we call them. Huge orbs everywhere. Everyone has them. And they're all around you. Angels and deities. Now Sarasvati, Goddess Sarasvati is coming with the beautiful green, blue energy, and she's working on your mind. Your unconscious mind, your conscious mind, your higher self, your soul. Sarasvati says she's going to work with you for the next 3 nights to program your mind in a positive way, a healthy way. And you'll start to feel sadness, loss, grief disappear. And you will feel joy, excitement, a lot of excitement, a lot of little miracles that you remember. Life is about miracles. It's a miracle, really, we're living on this earth, on this little planet. So lots of things are possible at any time. Amazing, beautiful things. And you will realise now there's a special healing going on to release any pain or discomfort from your body. Now I'm going to count you down a little bit, down, into a beautiful deep, deep, deep state of hypnosis. You go down, 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 down. Deeper and deeper and deeper. Down, down, down. When you're in this deep state of hypnosis, all discomfort, all sadness is gone. And you will be healed. So allow this healing to happen for a minute or two now. I'll be silent. The spirit doctors are working with some of you too. Good. You're going to find after this healing, you're going to feel really good, really wonderful. And you feel very comfortable, excited. Now, for many of you, it will be time for bed, and that's good. Some of you will have healing dreams for the next few nights. And these will be good too. Whatever is needed for you your own guides, angels, and the deities close to you will work with you. Each and every person listening now and in the future. Good. You start to feel that lightness. And in a moment, we're going to come back to everyday reality. Good. I'm going to count you out now so that you do remember to wake up. 1, 2, 3. Lots of gold energy comes into you and around you. 4, 5, eyes open, welcome back. Good. Feeling wonderful. Great. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you very much for assisting with the world healing. It makes a big difference. It really does. And I was sort of waiting. I did a lot of Facebook lives before, but I was told to wait for the final one, and this is like the final one, world clearing, at this stage. Good. And even if you didn't understand every word, not to be concerned, the work was done. It's just the way it is and the way I say it. And it's all channeled to me. So the beings know what I'm meant to say. I don't always understand it. I get a shock when I look at myself if I watch it afterwards. 'Cause often the words and what I'm saying is, I'm like that, and there's all this sound around. So, yeah, it's quite strange to watch. But this will be kept on Facebook Live, Facebook, so you can watch it again if you need to, want to do that, especially the half hour. But there's quite a lot of healing meditations on my YouTube channel, Elisabeth Jensen, and a lot of those are good for self-healing. I don't think you'd be wanting to listen to this one all the time because you don't want to keep going back. I think everyone needs to listen to this once or twice, but that's all you need to listen to. And then just let it all go and know the place is healed. Okay? Now, I just want to let you know, after these events, some people find they do have a lot of dreams and they I can't sleep because of all the dreams. Know that it's neuroplasticity. They're coming in, they're working with your brain and reprogramming your brain in positive ways and clearing old traumas, because a lot of us have been quite traumas. And so that they're clearing that. And some people, the spirit doctors might have done work on them. That tomorrow you can wake up feeling a little bit, like you've been had surgery or something, because the spirit doctors, sometimes they do little surgeries on you. But that will go within a week. It won't be too bad. It's just the way it is. It's, as I said, it quite amazes me how we can all be all around the world, and all the angels and deities and spirit doctors are doing their own work on each person. So it's just the way it is. And over the next few days, do please drink lots of water and help to flush everything away. It's good to have lots of saltwater baths and to clear your energy field. And that's just about it. I'm sort of always a bit hard to come down to earth. Let me just think about this. Okay, thank you, Rachel. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it will help a lot. I do believe it will, on many levels. And, that's right. So I always like to teach I guess it's self-hypnosis in a way, but it's also working with the higher beings and yourself, rather than just the unconscious mind that most hypnotherapists work with. So whenever you're feeling a bit, I don't know if this has helped or worked, or I'm upset or something, just allow, think about the wisest part of your mind above your crown chakra. See it just merging down into you and into your heart. And just think that. Take a few deep breaths first is a good idea. So it's in and out, in and out. Bring the Sahu down to the heart. And then say a few times to yourself, peace and calm. Peace and calm. Peace and calm. Peace and calm. And then ask whichever deities or angels you want to call in to be with you. And you'll notice everything will shift. And it's just that your connection with the angels or deities works a lot better when you're calm, and you feel a lot better when you're calm. So, yeah. What's this? Do you have any particular healings for allergies? I guess, yeah, that's sort of an individual thing. It's a bit hard to describe. I can help with most problems. I can't think of exactly how it'd work, but I always, the beings always show me how to work with people in private sessions. And so I do healing, I do Sept temple healing, and I do hypnotherapy, and that helps people on a personal level. Because, you know, it can't heal everyone, and I think lots of people with all these energies around, you know, your allergies are going to flare up. I can't, but the first thing for allergies is to do karmic releases. Always the important thing is to do karmic releases about the past and the present. But, and I have all my own essential oils I use, for allergies, And I think it's also, you know, if you're exposed to chemicals, you can't just, that aren't positive, you can't just make them disappear. You have to look at everything around you as well, unfortunately. So I find I'm fine when I'm at home, but I go travelling and, you know, sheets that are being washed, you know, in mainstream, you know, at hotels, you know, they'll bring my rash out on my skin. But it's the chemicals there, it's not, I don't have it at home. So, But again, you can still use things like visualization, healing to mitigate the symptoms. We're not as helpless as we think. We always think of ourselves as helpless, including me at times. Oh, woe is me. But we were given lots of different, our soul and our unconscious mind and higher self. If you get them all working together, your life can change in so many ways, and you do have control of your physical body and your emotions. Any other questions, people? Oh, there's lots of me. Okay. Good. So it's 10 o'clock. Now, just in regard to courses, I haven't got any first level courses available in Adelaide the rest of the year because I've done the first level courses, and it's just the advanced ones for hypnosis, and the only Sept 1 course I've got is full already. And so I'll see, but at this time I'm just sort of finishing off the courses that were delayed from earlier in the year, and I still want to teach them for people, even though a lot of people can't get here from interstate overseas, but I still want to teach them. And I'm not quite sure about next year. I sort of need a little bit of break from all this, so I'm just going to not try and plan too much for the future, and then when the time is ready, I'll be given my what I need to do next year. Okay. And as I said, I will be still staying in Adelaide. I was going to finish up altogether end of this year, but I'll still be in Adelaide and probably teaching a few little courses next year. I'll have to wait and see, but not many. And seeing private clients as well. And yeah, and doing Zooms as well. So, okay. Anything else? Any questions? No questions. Okay. It's funny, I haven't seen this before. They keep saying, like, Amanda Godfrey is watching, and there's a whole lot of those. And I thought people, when I was doing the meditation, the healing, I could keep seeing those, and I thought people were asking questions, but they just show that you're watching. So I sort of wish they wouldn't, because it's a bit distracting when you're trying to be in an altered state. But that's all right. So thank you, everyone, and do be careful with yourself and kind to yourself the next few days. And you've done a lot of work on a spiritual level, and you've done a lot of work on an individual level. And thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Sophia. And I hope you enjoyed it. And you're welcome to leave your messages underneath here if you've got anything. Trip to Egypt. Well, certainly not next year. I've planned 2 Egypt trips and had to cancel them, so I certainly won't be this year or next year, but possibly 2022. Yeah. Okay. But I think it's, going to be very difficult for a while still, travel. But I will get to Singapore sometime. I will get to Singapore. All right. In 2021, definitely. Thank you very much, everyone, and good night, and thank you for joining me.